Ready to
So we're
roll?
good to go.
Oh, we're going anyway. 2 minutes. I'm going to clip that and put that video on.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, put it on there. Mummy. So we've started.
We started.
Here we are.
Here we are.
We've got
him, finally.
Finally, it's taken, 10 years
10 years.
to track him down?
Jeez.
It took 10 years, and then we tracked him down, and then another
year.
5 years
Yeah, 5.
to convince him,
Yep.
and now he's here. 15 years of hard work.
That's
All
it.
done today.
geez.
Yep.
Here we are.
Already.
Wonderful.
Putting him under the pressure.
Look, the newest member to the Ripple Effect podcast.
Yep.
Glad to be here.
Yes.
Who is he?
Who is he? You've
Do I
just
need
been
to have
stalking
a
him for
cover?
15 years. But, Mark, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for
on
having
the
me.
podcast now. It's, look, it was probably like 5 weeks, but 15 years sounds a lot better.
It felt like 15.
It
was
did feel like
5 weeks,
15.
felt like 5
I was
years.
making a lot of promises like, we're going to get him. I'm going to get the hammer. He's going to come and
I was
join
rolling
us.
my eyes. Going, yeah.
Dude. But yes, you're going to come on. You join the Ripple Effect podcast.
Yep.
And we're going to heal people.
We are going to
And then we're going to tell trucker
You're
stories.
still You're healing, not healed?
Yeah, I'm still healing, baby.
Yeah, okay, still healed.
Not healed.
I'm healed. I'm just fucking...
Yeah,
I'm
you're
just dead set.
amazing. You're just like a
I'm
beacon of
fucking-
hope for me.
I'm the oracle.
You are the oracle. Yeah, I fucking said that. I've always said that because he was the man who come up with this whole idea of healing people and banging chicks. And, and
that
I'm
was
just
you.
going to run with that forever. See how I lifted you and then I just fucking knocked
Yeah,
you back
drop
down?
me.
That's what I do.
I need to be healed again now.
That's it. But yeah, like it was Dave that come up with the whole idea of wanting to help men heal and all that sort of stuff, and just help men on their healing journeys, help men with mental health, anxiety, depression, the whole laundry list. And by coming up with that, we've ended up here. Now it's gone from healing to trucking
To everything.
back to healing,
To just healing everyone.
and now we're going to add Hammer's Pub
Hammer's.
Stories.
Hammer stories.
Yep, and then we've got the Ripple Effect podcast, of course. And then what else is there? Well, we've done a couple about narcissism and
Trucking.
trucking with
trucking hour.
Robbie Lang.
The trucking hour has come to the Ripple Effect.
Yes. So, but this is the biggest scalp right here.
It was.
Scalp?
I don't know about that.
Oh, he's too modest too. He is very modest, aren't you?
Oh, mate, I'm just glad to be here. It's an honour. So, yeah.
No, we're glad to have you. No,
Yes.
it's good. Glad you made it.
And you had the warm up today on the radio show.
Yeah, did not too bad today for someone out of practice.
Mm-hmm. And now you're going to step across into podcasts. You see the radio,
Yeah.
podcast. You've done a lot of public speaking as well.
I've done plenty of public speaking over the years,
Yes.
but I've been
have
out
done
of
a
action
fair
for a
bit?
while. Oh, I've done plenty, mate.
Oh, have you? Yeah,
Plenty,
cool.
yeah. When I was touring with Chopper and that, and I was first, as you know, I
Oh,
was his
let's okay.
bodyguard and-
Rewind.
and then-
Rewind.
Yeah.
take
All
back
right.
the clock, and he got me into start public speaking, telling a few stories of
Yeah,
because
wow.
he sat down and he said, mate, you got some real good stories. And
Yeah.
next thing I know, I'm in front of 1,000 people at a Gold Coast venue, and I walk out,
Fuck.
1,000? No, I did it easy, mate.
Yeah, you did?
Easy, yeah. Just no one there. You just start talking. Away
Yeah.
you go.
Yep.
You get used to it pretty quick.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And so I've done a bit of public speaking, not a great amount, but a bit. Done a fair bit of radio, TV, been on TV a few times, Australian crime stories and whatnot,
Yep.
that sort of thing.
Yep.
I'm not a criminal, by the way. And
We'll take your word for it.
and not caught. So
I think we're all in the same boat.
A couple of podcasts
Hey, we're all
for
healing.
friends and that sort of thing. But yeah, anyway, we're launching on a new chapter of this now, and
new
away we
endeavour.
go.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
This is our future, gentlemen.
I need a lot of healing, believe me.
We all do.
I think we all do.
We're always, I believe all of us are always on a healing journey. Like, we get to a point where, like, I was at the end of last year, right, when I spoke to you over Christmas saying, let's do the healing show and,
Yep.
let's launch it and let's go again. I thought I was, like, fully healed right then. I'm like, and then I, had this vision from
Then
what
you
started off
disappeared.
with.
Then you disappeared
Yeah.
for like 6 months.
Yeah,
right?
that's it. Just disappeared. No, I'm not healed yet.
Yeah.
We went through the, that whole, when you're questioning yourself. And we all do. We have those moments in life where we, where we feel we've got it all together, but the next minute it just hits us, and then it's like, fuck, no, I don't. You start to question yourself, but then I don't know. I find it comes in cycles, especially for myself. Like I feel really good, and it's just energized, and you're going, and then you just like hit a wall. And I won't say it's like depression or anything, but you start to question yourself. Like I do a lot. Like I question, am I being good enough? Do you know what I mean? Like, am I showing up every day the way that I should be? Am I showing up for the kids? Am I showing up for the family? Am I showing up for my work? All that sort of stuff, and I think that's what I do a lot of time. It's in these cycles where I go, have to check in with yourself and then come back, and then, you come back stronger, and then you go again. And I think that's how we raise the bar for ourselves each time. That's how I believe it works. That's how it works for myself anyway. And this is just another example of you raising the bar for yourself right now.
Absolutely.
Joining the ripple effect.
That's right.
With the Hammers Pub Stories.
All right, so we have to talk.
Yeah.
Chopper, obviously.
Yeah.
We got to talk
right.
Chopper. So everyone, I think the majority of people in Australia know Chopper from the movie.
Yeah.
And that was kind of when he came to light, because there was very underworld type stuff that he was doing.
Yep. Year 2000 that came out, that film. His first book came out 91.
Yep.
People got to know him a bit, and there was lots of controversy over the books. And so it took, from the first book to come out up until the year 2000, 9 years to get that movie going.
Yeah,
that's how long it took to get. As soon as that first book came out, they were talking about making a movie.
Was he an instigator of the movie, or did the people kind of approach him and say, we want to make a movie about it?
Yeah, no, people approached him. Yeah, and anyway, a few big producers. One of them's not with us. He owned Mushroom Pictures. He's the one that actually put it all together on Mushroom Records. And he's the one that sort of got all the financing together and put it all together. And, there's a lot goes into a movie to put it together. The financials and that. Filming the movie's nothing. Yeah. It's the behind the scenes stuff is incredible. Yeah. But from there, Chopper and that, and then he got into public speaking, and that's where I come along into it. And I was his bodyguard for 10 years. Had some good times, I met some good people. I'm not going to tell you it was all blood and guts, so that'd be easy to make out that sort of thing. It's far from the truth, It's it was pretty easy, to be honest with you. Yeah. And then he lived with me for a while, on and off, when he was on and off with his missus and that sort of thing. And then he got me into public speaking, and he said, you should write a book. I wrote a book in 2010, and went pretty good, 15,000 copies. And
what's that book called?
It's called Hammer, Bash for Cash.
Bash for Cash.
Bash for Cash.
They're about to do a reprint. And then I wrote another one called Hammer, More from the Door. Yep. And it's gone pretty good too. So what can I say about Chopper, mate? Like, everyone's...
Let's say who he is.
Well, Mark Brennan, Chopper Reid, probably the most... Well, he's up there in the top 5 most well-known criminals in Australia. Obviously, he's had a movie made about his life. Yep. Everyone knows who Chopper is.
Yeah, everyone.
And...
except Gil.
Yeah, except Gil.
That nearly got on the screen, eh? That was so close. The keyboard.
I said, you got to watch the movie.
So, he's famous for getting his ears cut off there in Pentridge Jail.
Yep.
They needed a bit of a break. He did, and wanted to get out and go to the hospital.
Yep.
Which happened. They actually stitched him back on, believe it or not.
Did they?
And they just didn't take. And when you as close to him as what I was, and you see him daily, the ear, like the inside of the ears there, and you still see they didn't take the stitches out. They're still in there, like the skin's growing over them.
Oh, really?
It's real funny sort of looking stuff. And they're both gone and everything like that. He can still hear all right. He just can't wear sunnies real good.
Yeah. Because that was... well, glasses. So he's blind as he got older. So that reason that they cut his ears off was to get him out, because they're... in the movie, I'm just talking about the movie here, because...
He wanted to get out to get out of there. Have a break from H Division, and go to the hospital for a bit. Yeah, okay. And to a mainstream hospital too, under police guard and everything. But that's basically what happened with it. A bloke called Kevin Taylor cut him off. Yep. He lives, from what I believe, in Bendigo, Ballarat. That fella to this day. Yep. Down there somewhere. And Mark he didn't even. In the end, he didn't even. It's like they're still there. Yeah. He didn't care. Yeah. But like a real, when you get to know him, you got like when he's in front of a camera or out in public, he's Chopper. He puts on that persona, like I'll shoot you, fucking bang, carry on. Yep. When you're at home with him, it's Mark. Yeah, he's just Mark. Very gentle person, a really gentle person, and always trying to help you out, do the dishes or whatever. You'd never think it, but that's how he was.
Yep.
But you put him in front of a camera and whatnot, and out in public or public speaking,
Turns it on.
mate, he turns it on for the camera. That's how he made his money, though. You
Yeah.
know, and live up to that reputation. But
Yep.
when you get to know him well, mate, nothing like that.
No. Just,
No,
a
just
normal,
like
just a good
sitting here,
bloke. Just a good
like
bloke.
this. Yep.
Yeah. But just that. It's like that was his job.
Yeah.
This was him.
Yep.
This was Chopper at home.
Yeah.
And
but
his job was like that, to be fucking. Because was he an underworld hitman? Is that what he was? Was he a hitman for the underworld? Is that kind of?
no.
No?
That's no. He killed that Turk, Semi the Turk.
Yep.
But look, I don't go on too much about things that I know
Yep.
with it. But but he never worked for underworld figures or anything
Oh,
like
he
that.
didn't?
It wasn't like he ran around for bloody Al Capone, bang, have this and bang, have that.
Yep.
No, it was nothing like that.
No, nothing like that. Okay.
You know, he just a petty criminal. He was no good as a criminal. He spent all the time in jail.
Yeah, no, he was in jail for a
Yeah,
long time of his
yeah.
life, wasn't he?
23 years and 17 and a half years in Pentridge and 5 years, 9 months in Risdon in Tasmania.
Yep.
So what's that, 23 and a half years or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair bit of time.
Yeah. And how old was he when he passed?
He was 58,
Yeah. Okay.
so pretty young.
Yeah.
So I knew him when he was in his 40s as well, and right up until about a year before his death, because we had an argument, because I sent him back home. He was living with me. I sent him back home because the doctors down there knew him well, and everything. The doctors up here just wanted an autograph and a photo. He'd be lying there bleeding and
Fucking
whatnot. And so I sent him back home, and he didn't like that, and we didn't talk up until about 3 weeks before he died. It was the day when he filmed that 60 Minutes interview.
Yep. I remember that one.
He'd been on the TV on the Today Show that morning. He sacked me live on TV. That was the way of getting back at me. He said I had to sack me old bodyguard Mark. The imbecile, he called me. And I was watching it. Well, he almost spat me drink out over the floor laughing. And anyway, he rings me up. He said, "Did you see that?" I said, "Yeah, I saw it." He goes, "Well, that's payback for sending me home." And I said, "Okay." I said, "We're even. All right." Like this next thing, I said, "I hope you don't put me on that 60 Minutes crap with you." And no, they kept me out of it. I rung him up and said, "No, don't want anything. Don't want me name mentioned. Nothing with it, you know." And which is good too, because believe me, he can talk his head off, mate, and say things, eh?
Yeah.
Especially when he's annoyed at you.
Yeah. Okay.
Sack you on TV.
Yeah, he did.
That's some
He
cold-blooded
said
shit.
I had to sack my old bodyguard. He's an imbecile. I couldn't help but laugh. You know. And
That was kind of like his sayonara, the
Yeah.
signing off
Yeah.
interview, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah,
'cause he
that 60 Minutes
dropped
was,
a whole
yeah.
bunch of shit in that interview.
Yeah, plenty. And what's true and what's not. I know what is true and what's not.
Yeah.
But,
No, definitely. But he would have been playing games in that interview as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, of course.
It was a big game, mate.
Yeah.
Big game.
I was just going to
Yeah.
say, I think the whole lot was a game for him, really.
Yeah.
Apart
with the
from
TV.
Apart from one, the Turk thing's true.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But he got done for that, didn't he? Or not?
No, he got off on self-defence.
Oh, did he?
Oh.
That was
It's the
outside
only one- It's the only way he's ever done. He got off on self-defence. I couldn't believe it, eh? Yeah. Anyway, it's an interesting story. And the other bloke I used to look after, he's no longer with us either. His name was Roger Rogerson. People say he's a disgraced police officer. Yeah. Mate, look, in the media and everything with him, they don't tell you the good things that he did either. Look, he was corrupt. I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
But some of the good things he did, like this bloke got 13 commendations for bravery. You know, and there was one time in the early 70s, he was at Bondi Beach there, just having a paddle. It was a really rough day, and there was a couple of kids swam out, and they were going to drown. They were 400 metres out in the surf, and there was no lifesavers or nothing. He swam out and rescued them. No one ever brings up the good stuff like that he's done, you know, and saved people's lives and everything. Sure, he shot a few drug dealers, mate. They were all scumbags anyway, that he shot armed robbers and whatnot, but he was a serious individual, mate.
Yeah.
Roger, yeah. He, I was never weary of Chopper, but I was always having me bloody
Watch your
eyes in the
back
back
with
of my
him.
head with Roger.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, he was the real deal, Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't give him any cheek, he'd just shoot you. Go and have a beer.
Really?
No problem at all.
So way worse than Chopper, actually.
Oh, play him off the break.
Fuck.
Yeah. Just he had his ears and he spoke very well, and but he had these eyes, these piercing blue eyes, mate. He could just give you a stare. You'll turn your head. Like, mate, he looked at me, and I can stare most people straight through him. I looked at him one day, and he was looking at me, and I just went,
Can't do it. Fuck.
ooh,
Yeah.
he means it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did a lot of debt collecting and that together over the years, and quite successful too. You know, you walk into a room with Roger Rogerson, mate. They normally hand over the money.
Throw it at you.
Yeah, hey, call the gun off, will you? Yeah, and but yeah, mate. Look, it's been an interesting time doing that. I met plenty of good people along the way, from little time people to billionaires. You know, and it's been very interesting.
Yeah.
And I do miss them both, and I'd give anything to have another bloody drink with them.
Yeah.
But they're gone.
Yeah.
So, like most of the blokes I've looked after, gone. But I did look after Roberta Williams for a little while as well.
Oh, you did you?
Yeah, for a little while. But Roger didn't get along with her in the end, and that was it. And
Yep.
ta-ta, Roberta.
Because was Chopper all in that whole era of like Carl Williams and that?
No, he was well and truly out of all that.
He was
by
out
then,
by then. Yeah.
He, the good thing about Chopper was, like, he got out of prison for the last time in 1998.
Yep.
Right, out of Risdon. He kept himself employed, and right up until the time he died, like at the start he was a barman and everything, and then he got into public speaking with Jack and Jackson.
Yep. Yep.
And he managed to keep himself employed and off the government handouts for that amount of time, which is a real good thing. He rehabilitated himself.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's very interesting.
Yeah.
How he's done that. A lot of people don't know that about him.
No. No,
Yeah,
well, I mean, everyone just assumes when you kind of come out of prison, you just go back to the life that you had.
Yeah.
But he was able to. I mean, he kind of used, and he was very smart in the way that he did while he was speaking. And he did the children's book, didn't he?
Yeah, Hooky the Cripple.
Yeah, Hooky the Cripple.
Hooky the Cripple.
Yeah, that was a bit of controversial, but I'm assuming he just did that to be
stir
controversial.
up a bit of controversy.
Because then you get your publicity.
Yeah, that's right. I've still
Yeah,
got a
but
copy of that.
like with these stories, yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to sell.
Yeah, he. That's one of the good things about him, and he did. Mate, whenever he was out in public and that sort of thing, a lot of the time, if there was little kids at a show or something they wanted, he's always very gentle and, gave them the time of day and everything, and they loved him, wanted autographs, whatever. I've only seen him knock a couple of people back for autographs the whole time I knew him, but they were quite rude.
Yeah.
Walk up and shove a pen and a paper in his face, hey, sign this type thing, and he, I don't know, are we allowed to swear on here? Or?
Yeah.
He just said,
Every fucking second. Every
I told you I'm on this healing journey.
No, you're not fucking healed from swearing, though.
Only because I haven't been talking.
I know you haven't.
Fuck you.
See, Mark's the only one that can keep you fucking quiet.
Yeah, he is.
So, he's had me posing for photos all afternoon. I feel like I need to lie down.
Yes, he
So I did
Like
lie
that.
down before. I was laying on my back there, and
At the
young
radio
Marshall
station?
Jr. had his foot
Right
on
in
top
the
of me.
foyer.
The hammer's down.
Last
quite
one,
good.
he's
He loved it.
Harriet's on his guts, just fucking standing over, fucking flexing. And I'm standing in the background, just loving it.
So anyway, just a basic roundup of it before we get right into it, stories or whatever you want to do. So I started bouncing at a very young age. I was 16 and 10 months as a bouncer, right?
You from Brizzy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're from.
Yeah, south side of Brisbane.
Yep.
And privately educated, believe it or not, did me no good. I went to Churchy.
Oh,
Yeah, I went to Churchy.
you really?
Mate.
Shout out to Churchy.
Shout out to Churchy.
Yeah.
All right.
And,
Shout out to Churchy.
Anyway,
Fuck.
I went there and come out of school, started work in a fruit shop, and then David Jones for a little bit, and that fell through. I somehow ended up a bouncer. And
A big step up.
I was full-time bouncer for 26, 27 years or something, and bodyguarding thrown in amongst that. So, yeah, and the things that happened to me when I was bouncing, mate, are incredible. Like, being doused in fuel and bloke trying to light me on fire, and belted with baseball bats, run over, been stabbed, been shot at. You name it. I've had a toilet bowl cracked over my head.
Fuck.
Yeah, and it turned out all right, though, I think.
Yeah, you look all right.
For a bloke that's had that
You
done.
look like
lost your
shit,
hair.
Mark.
And
You just lost your hair.
yeah, that's, oh mate, I lost that at about 23. Yeah, I'm catching up to John, am I?
It's a long way to go there.
Sorry, John. And then I got into, believe it or not, I was sitting in a hotel room up in Gladstone when I was bouncing up there. This is about 2011 and 12, and I was bouncing, watching TV, flicked a couple of channels. On comes the TV, Mega Truckers.
Fuck.
Right? Mega Truckers. And I looked, I thought, oh man, that is awesome what they're doing. That is unreal. I was hooked. From that moment on, I was hooked. So I can blame me being a truck driver now on Dave Pansino and John Kelly. You're both, I'm going to have a word with you tomorrow. No, they did me a favour, actually, get me off doors by inspiring me, and I've gone in the trucks. I love it, mate. I've never looked back.
You never look back from
Yeah,
that.
I love it.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got a show truck now, and which I never thought I would. I drive for a living, and it's great. I mean, I'm no Dave Pansino or anything, or Marshall Watergo. I'm a beginner, really.
Yeah.
10 years in it, 11 years, but that's barely scratched the surface.
Yeah.
But blokes like this have inspired me, with this, and I love it.
Yeah, look, John, the Trucking Hour.
I'm on the
Trucking
Hour.
Podcast. You're just
Mate.
going to be wearing fucking Red Wings soon and footy shorts.
What was school like at Churchy for you?
Mate, no good for me.
No.
Because it was good for my brother. He's an academic.
Yep.
Me, no. Because what happened when I was about 18 months of age, I crawled over a veranda at my mum and dad's place at Aspley, and I crawled off the veranda and landed 1 story down on my head on the concrete. Right? So the doctor said I've got an unusually thick skull. Can you believe that? and anyway, crawled up the stairs back on the veranda. My mum's waiting there saying, "What's happened? Where have you been?" Sort of thing. I don't know. I'm out of it. And what that did was cause a form of epilepsy.
Yep.
Right? So I was medicated from the age of about a bit over 18 months to 15 years of age on this drug called Dilantin. And my seizures weren't ones where you, like this, they were you just start staring up at the ceiling and you're sort of just not with it.
Yep.
And because of that medication, it turns you into a zombie. You can't study at school. So by the time I got to Churchy, I went from the Waterford Primary School, which had about 80 kids in it, to Churchy, which had 1,200.
Yep.
Very daunting, mate,
Yeah.
especially when you've got epilepsy and you can't study. And if you're at Churchy and you cannot study and you're no good at school, like, mate, you're an outcast.
Yeah,
You get
okay.
picked on. And anyway, so that was no good for me. That's how I think I ended up a bouncer. But
Yep.
Churchy, very, very good school, don't get me wrong, but no good for me.
Yeah.
Waste of money.
Yeah.
So.
And was there, because of that, was there bullying and stuff? At
Oh,
school?
yeah.
Yeah.
At school, I was terribly bullied at school.
Yeah.
But then one day I sort of grew up a bit. Things changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, that's what happens to most of them. They get bullied one day, they'll snap.
Yeah.
So,
That's true.
yeah.
And then straight in, 16, 17, straight into bouncing.
Yeah.
What was your first joint that you bounced?
Club Hotel Waterford.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then from there, it was a hard joint, mate, back in its day. And Rogue's nightclub after that.
Oh, the sticky carpet.
While there, I don't know, have you ever
Where
heard
was
of
Rogue's? No.
It's
That
at
Underwood.
It's gone now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a very, very tough place because it was the only licensed 5 o'clock venue between Brisbane and the Gold Coast.
So everyone used to
when-
get kicked out of the pubs.
Yeah, and when the Vale shut and the Caribbean and all them pubs closed down for the night, everyone went there.
Yep.
And mate, believe me, it was on.
Yeah.
You soon learn to know how to hold your hands up when you're there, when you're
Yeah.
working there. And I was taught by blokes that were working there then. Like, I was only a kid, mate. I was about 17 when I
Yeah.
started working there.
Yeah.
17 and a half.
Yeah.
And I was working with blokes that have been doing it 20 years then, and they're all old men now. But they taught me different to what you see bouncers working now.
Yeah.
It was a totally different approach, totally different thing. You would not
Totally
get away with it. You'd be in jail.
Yeah, I can I know
Right.
what you mean.
You'd be in
Even when I
jail.
was, like, well, you were all the same age. How old are you?
I'm 51.
Yeah, okay, so similar age. But yeah, growing up. But bouncers would knock you. I don't think they're allowed to even knock you. Like, they'd knock you in a second back when I was 18.
Yeah. Well,
Now I'd be surprised if they're even allowed to escort you out of the pub.
one
you
day
please leave, sir?
they won't even be allowed to address you at the door like saying hello or anything. One day they'll be standing in the corner of the pub with a notepad saying, "Oh, witness this bloke having a fight with another bloke at 7 o'clock, and then show the police at the end of the night." That's how it'll be.
Here's the video.
Yeah, that's how it'll be. You won't be allowed to do anything.
Yeah.
And that when I started there, the bloke's the first person I kicked out of that Rogues, the head bouncer there, his name was Dino Catatori, and real solid bloke and tough as nails. And he said, "Mark, go up and throw that bloke out." I said, "All right." And he said, "Now," he says, "different to the pub." He said, "Walk up, ask the bloke to leave. He doesn't leave. He says, smash him in the fucking mouth and drag him out by the hair."
Fucking hell.
Right? Bloke didn't want to leave, mate. Have that. Mate, grab him by the hair and drag him out through the floor. He said, "Oh, well done, mate." He said, "Just put him over in the garden." Out the front.
Near the pillars.
Near the big pillars, yeah. And that's how I learnt. And, he said, if there's a couple of them, he said, just use whatever you can as a weapon. The bar, the pillars out the front, whatever. Smash the head into it. And grab the next one. Do the same again. And, well, there's a hockey stick behind the counter. Use that. And one night I was there. He said, "Grab that hockey stick, we're going around the back." And I thought I was real good then. Hit this bloke, an older bloke, crossed with a hockey stick, and it bounced off him, and he got it, and then he hit me with it, right across the knee. And I learnt that, hey, you better hang on to it a bit next time. Someone's going to kill you with it.
That
And
first one, a good one.
Yeah, don't make it bloody. Don't get too cocky and that sort of thing. And along the way, you get a few smacks in the gob until you learn not to be a smart ass, and then you sort of settle into the job, and it comes as natural. It's like him reversing a truck in somewhere. I used to be like that with a bouncing. I just a walk in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Look, the question that everyone wants to know the answer to, amateur strip, did you do it?
No.
At Rogues?
I witnessed hundreds upon hundreds
bad
upon
was
hundreds.
it?
What is it, though?
Oh,
Explain,
Rogues used to
explain.
have amateur strip, and it was just, you just got up there and you just started getting your gear off.
Oh.
Yeah. So three guys and 3 girls every Friday and Saturday night. So they'd have professional strippers, one every hour or something from what I remember. And then the amateur strip came on about midnight. And if you won, you got, I forget, what did you get? $50?
Yeah,
yeah.
like
And,
bar tab or something.
mate, but some of these people looked like they could have been strippers. Some of them were real horrors. And it, make you throw up by looking at them. And anyway, I witnessed this for years and years when I was there. And it's... Oh, mate, it's
a lot of emotional
different
scarring from that. There's going to need some healing.
different
I think
kettle
we
of
both
fish.
need to heal from that.
Yeah, absolutely.
From the amateur strip at Rogues.
I don't think you'll ever heal from that.
And that sticky
it's something
carpet.
that you don't see these days.
No.
Like that club, it's just something that you do not see anymore, mate. It was like the movie Roadhouse,
Yeah.
combined with a modern sort of feel about it inside.
Yeah.
And believe me, it was like Roadhouse, the way that things used to go on in there. Brawls, people jumping on tables and throwing tables and doing all sorts of stuff. And you could still smoke inside everything, of course, in those days.
Yep.
The Fridays with the strippers.
Yeah.
Every Friday, so there'd be just every... Like, I used to work at Telecom back then, so then there'd be Telecom trucks parked all down the road. All, like, plumbers' shoots, tradies' shoots, everyone.
I don't think...
The place was packed. Friday lunchtime, all afternoon.
I don't think they're allowed... They do that anywhere. Even
Hey,
like...
WA still.
Well,
WA
you've
is a long way behind.
got to have what they call an entertainment license now, and you've got to have adult controllers and everything, even to have topless girls.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I spent a lot of time bouncing in the cabaret club years ago, in the late 90s and that sort of thing. And it was just coming into effect then where they started clamping down on it.
Yep.
And I thought, this is outrageous. If you want to come into a strip club, you want to. That's what you're saying. Well, why whinge about it and control it so much? And anyway, these days, mate, it's that everything's regulated and controlled in that industry. Everything, and they've ruined it.
Yeah,
they've ruined it.
At least Tony's is still going.
Tony's, is it?
What is it?
Is it?
Tony's in the Valley. Is it still going?
I don't know.
No, I've never heard of it.
I don't know, mate.
What?
Strip club?
Uncle Tony's? You've never made a trip to Uncle Tony's? Not that I have, Mum. I seen people going there, and then they were going down these stairs into
You
the
were
place,
driving
and there was
past
no carpet.
in your
And
Telecom.
they used to put the alcohol they didn't have it on tap. It was out of the bottle.
And
That's
the gentleman
players.
that run the place had no players is like that as well.
Yeah, it was like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
'Cause who owned that?
Warren Armstrong owned
Yeah.
that. The bloke that run Tony's, white shirt and black slacks, and typical of that era, but he had this thick black hair like a flat top sort of thing with a grey tinge through it. And he was you could just tell this bloke was a sleaze. Mate. You could just tell, And everything, any way he could rip a cent off you, he would do it. And without you even knowing. He was just that good at it. But I truly don't know if that joint's running anymore.
It was a long
But I remember-
joke between me and my mate.
I remember players there at Spring Hill and that club, but they never.
Yeah.
It was always a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal anymore getting a liquor license, but I remember back then they never did.
He couldn't
And
get
they
a liquor
used to come
license.
in- They used to come in and get raided,
Yeah, all the
and they
time.
would just clean it out, and then the next night they'd just fill it up again, open,
Yeah.
pay the fine, and then that
And
was it. Done.
sometimes they get a bit annoyed at him and turn up and grab his, like at the time there, one of those raids there, he had a brand new V8 Statesman at the time.
Yep.
And they just come in with a tilt tray, mate, hooked up the winch and skull dragged it out, and he's just sitting there having a drink, watching it. Yeah, I'll have another one tomorrow. Because he owned another club in the valley there, in the city called Universal Girls as well.
That's still there, I think.
Is it still
I
there?
think so.
Yeah. And
You
he's
think
pretty
so?
well known, this bloke.
Well, I was there last night. So, yeah, it's still
Yeah, but it has been, like, the whole thing for me has been interesting. I've had a couple of books written about my life. I've been, mentioned in at least another 10 by some unsavoury characters. And now there's a big production company in the works at the moment. They're just putting it all together. They're going to make a movie about it.
Yeah, really.
So, yeah. They're trying to get it all together. It's very hard to do.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of people from Sydney. I can't go into too much details with names and that, but they're trying to get it up and running. And yeah, they want to go big with it global. So
Yeah.
But,
Well, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
If that actually does take off. But
Yeah,
like you
hopefully.
said, I think like you were saying before, the initial bit is the hard
That's
bit,
the hard
but making
part.
the movie is not the hard
There's
bit.
200 staff behind the scenes when they start going into pre-production.
Yeah.
200 staff.
Yep.
And it's so complex. The things I've learnt from these blokes is unbelievable at what goes into it. I just thought you'd come along and give someone 10 million and they just make the movie.
That's what I thought.
No. Mate, the legalities of it all and with the ATO and the film corporations and everything like that, it's incredible
Yeah.
how much goes into it.
Yeah, okay. Before you even
You even look like
film
getting the camera out.
1 second. Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Before that, yeah. But, hey, look, if that comes off, then I guess, bloody, I've done not too bad.
Yeah. And will that be something about your life?
Yeah, it is.
It is
Yeah,
actually
it's based on the
based
whole
on the
story,
books?
based on my books, life stories. Mix it in with a bit of Chopper and Roger, and turn it into a sort of a Australian version of Roadhouse with a bit of bodyguarding in it, and that sort of thing, and a bit
As
of
long
blood
as
and
there's
guts.
rogues in it.
Yeah, bit of blood and guts mixed in amongst it, you know, and a bit of comedy. You can't have just a violent movie; it's got to have comedy.
No,
with it.
definitely.
And it should go pretty good. So they've got big hopes for it.
Yeah.
So do I. So.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely use. I mean, you can bounce off already how successful Choppers was.
Yeah. Oh,
And,
mate,
you know,
that well,
That was a success.
20
That was really awesome, wasn't it? That went really well.
Great movie. Factually, there's probably about 3 or 4 facts that are correct in there. The rest of it's a bit of a blur,
Really?
to be honest with you. Look, I sat and watched that movie with him personally at least 100 times,
Yep.
and I know what's correct in it and what's not. And but very good entertainment. And he said the same thing. Very good, entertaining movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know his favourite parts in it and everything.
Yeah.
You know, but a lot of it there, I'd have to sit and watch it with you and show you.
Yeah.
But the movie they made about Roger Rogerson called Blue Murder was quite good too. But you know, it's entertainment.
That's right.
They can't
gotta
make
sell
it all
like that too,
yeah,
though.
you
Like
can't
when
make
we
it.
did the truck show.
Yeah.
Everything has to be played up, and
That's it. Everything.
you know what I mean. So in that style of thing, they're going to play it up twice as hard because you know, because of the content of what it is. You know, like
Yeah.
Well, if they told the truth about the Roger Rogerson movie, mate, it'd be rated XXX. I can tell you because of the violence and the goings on that they used to be up to. But this one they're looking at. It should be R-rated, I think. And mate, I'm very, very hopeful that these guys are going to be able to pull it off and put it together.
Yeah.
So.
And will you have him?
I'm a consultant. I've already signed all the contracts and everything for it, and be a consultant.
And I'm hoping you're pushing me forward to play you.
Well, yes.
No, you'll be I'm sure when they do the rogues bit, they'll
I'll
you
be
to
the
do
amateur strip.
Yeah, you'll be the amateur.
Fuck you, Dave.
He'd probably do it too.
Hey, look.
He would
if
fucking
I
do
get
it.
on that movie.
He would do it.
Yeah, that's it, aren't you?
The $1 Million Dancer.
Oh, they're going to spirit hands and shit. Bit of hand driving. Bit of manifesting.
I wonder what song he'd come out to.
Ooh.
At the
Macho
Cooper.
Man.
Macho Man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Macho Man?
Yep.
Maybe. I don't know.
You're going to do
I'm gonna think of that
YMCA.
Yeah, what?
YMCA. What,
Hey,
Trump?
Macho Man. So I'm fucking.
YMCA.
I'm buff. I'm fucking cut.
YMCA
Fuck you.
would be. They'd have to CGI you. They'd have to CGI it, wouldn't they?
Look at me. I'm holding it right now. Look.
You got to breathe though.
Zoom in, Gil. Have a look. Not flexing. Gil, you're not supposed to fucking laugh. You're supposed to be on my side. Fuck's sakes.
Gil's gonna
Trying
go.
to sell myself here.
He'll be home tonight watching Chopper. Don't worry.
Gil, have you never seen Chopper?
No.
Okay.
How long have you been in Australia? Gil.
2 years.
Oh, that's why he hasn't seen Chopper.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, 16.
16 years.
Oh, well, I'm a bit disappointed he hasn't seen Chopper then.
Yeah, that's.
That is most disappointing. It's a bloody.
I thought that was on the test when you come to Australia.
It's a cult movie.
Yeah.
Like Mad
Definitely a
Max.
cult. Oh, definitely my generation, like, because obviously it was 2000. Did you say it was 2000? Yeah.
2000.
We definitely watched it. And I remember seeing an interview too with Eric Banner
Yeah.
saying that he went round to his house in
Yeah.
Tassie
Yeah.
and was just, I
They're
don't
all
know.
extra things for the DVD that were done.
Yes, it might have been on
footage.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, and Eric Bana, he doesn't like even talking about it now. That movie,
No.
Even though I think it made him.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He'll never. If someone come along and offered him huge money, he wouldn't take the role up again.
No, you don't reckon?
No, he wouldn't. No.
Yeah.
I know
Okay.
for a fact he won't. So, but I don't know why not. I think he done a bloody brilliant job.
Did an
Yeah, I
amazing
thought
job.
he
Yeah.
did. What about Chopper?
Really
Did he
sold
think?
it.
Yeah,
Chopper
I tell you,
thought he
the,
did?
the part in the movie where Chopper's over at his girlfriend's and he's ripped the windscreen wiper thing off the car and he's walking up that pathway to the door,
Yeah.
that walk, he did that walk so well that Chopper thought that they'd been spying on him to get that walk.
Really?
Yeah, that's how good he did it. He played a bloody good part.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a great movie.
yeah, and then you've got the bloke that does the impersonations on the stage
Oh,
and
yeah,
everything,
he's-
and
yeah.
he does it quite a funny act. And that what he's doing is impersonating Eric Bana. He's not
yeah.
impersonating Chopper.
Yeah.
That's why he puts on that funny voice and everything like that. And anyway, I've had conversations with him on the phone, that bloke, and everything. And he actually asked me to come along to his show. It's meant to be this month, actually, here in Brisbane. I said, "Do you need a bodyguard or something, do you?" He said, "Oh, it is Queensland." and anyway, he's made some good money out of it, that bloke.
Yeah.
He makes
Yeah.
people laugh.
He's,
Yeah,
pretty,
I was
fu-
gonna
he's
say,
pretty funny.
Making people laugh.
Oh,
too,
I
you
think he's
know,
pretty
like-
funny. But you're right. He is only imitating Eric.
Yeah.
Bana.
He is.
He's
That's-
the movie,
Yeah.
the character Chopper in the movie. That's who he's imitating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I thought that he should have, back in the day there, like at the end of Chopper's career, public speaking, like towards 2012, he was only getting, 100, 150 to people in the pubs a night to turn up at $40 a head.
Yeah.
They make plenty of money off selling memorabilia and that. But this bloke was getting 1,000 people to theatres at $90 a head.
Yeah.
And Choppers rang up one day and said, "Hey, listen, I think you should give me 10% of this." and
Oh, send a mark around.
I said, "Well, he did. It was in the Picture magazine or Zoo
Really?
magazine." Yeah, he said,
Yeah.
"My
Zoo, I remember
bodyguard's
Zoo.
going to go around bust his jaw when he sees him." And that Heath Franklin has rung me up. He said, "Are you really going to get me?" I said, "Hey, I couldn't be fucked coming around there." I couldn't be fucked. I said, "But I do think that you should give Mark a little bit of time in that." And he said, "So you're not going to get me?" I said, "No." I said, "I couldn't be bothered." And anyway, years went by, and that's when he rang me or sent me a message not long back and said, "Do you want to come to me show?" I said, "Oh, yeah, all right, I'll go."
Yeah. Nice.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's not coming around.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can come around.
There you come around.
So
Did he give the 10% though?
No, I got to give
He's
him.
like-
I got to give him credit. He stood his ground, mate. He wasn't giving up any money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought, I'm not going to chase you for it anyway. I couldn't care less. But if you want to give me some money, it's all right.
Well, now Chopper's not here. Yeah, well, he gave me 10%, so that was fine.
But yeah, no, Chopper, when he lived with me, it's a different thing too when you live with Chopper Reid. It's always, he wants to watch all these funny movies. We watched a movie once about Albert Pierpont, who used to be the hangman for the Commonwealth, right? And there was a movie made about it, this bloke, and watched that. He must have watched that 30 times in a week.
Yeah?
Yeah, he got all hooked up on it and watched it and eaten bags of lollies and milkshakes and McDonald's and bloody all things. But he was living out his childhood,
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Yep.
He didn't have much of a childhood, and that's why when we were at home or in hotels, he had a sheriff's badge and I had a deputy badge. And we'd walk around in there and order room service, and they'd turn up and be in pyjamas with a deputy badge on, and I'd say, "Where do you want the food, Sheriff?" and all this. And over there, deputy. Like the people that delivered it spin out like, "What's going on here?" It's quite funny. He's sitting there with the sunnies on and sheriff's badge and wearing bloody bananas.
Were
and
they mirrored
pajamas.
aviators like
all
this?
types. Oh, he put them on. Yeah, no worries. And
Do I look a bit like Chopper?
No.
you've got to get their ears off.
Yeah, yeah,
Got to get
Cut
their
your
ears
ears
off.
yeah.
But yeah, no. So that's basically it. But now, look, I could go on for hours and hours about stories, but I don't know how far you actually want me to go with these things.
You go as far as you want.
Yeah,
I think
well,
the first question
Yeah.
that I reckon we should tell everyone.
Yep.
Hammer.
Yeah.
How'd you get the fucking name Hammer?
Yeah.
All right.
Tell
There's a
us.
couple. There's
and
a, there's
And then
from
I'll tell
from
mine.
what's your fucking nickname?
My nickname was the Hammer.
Was it?
Oh, I remember, yes. My ex-partner's email address was Miss Hammer.
Miss Hammer. Well, that
I
doesn't
was
sound
the
like
Hammer.
tough. And then from that point, how do you, if it wasn't, because I wasn't sure, how do you meet Chopper and get involved with him, knowing who you are and what you can do type thing?
Yeah. to believe it or not, I actually first met him down in Tassie. Went down there for a few days, walking around and a bit of a holiday, and met him in the Richmond Arms Hotel.
Yep.
And down there, and I've still got the first thing he ever signed for me. It's a Tasmanian Keno ticket in a frame at home. To Mark, never plead guilty. Mark Brennan, Chopper Reid. I've still got it in a frame at home.
Yeah, wow.
And got that. I was really happy. I was the only one in Brisbane that had a Chopper autograph at the time. I showed that I had the Chopper movie on VHS for it even coming out at the movies.
Yeah.
I got it off a bloke that had a video shop. Yeah, and he got all the previews.
Yep.
And yeah, that's how I got it. Anyway, everyone wanted to see the bloody autograph. Oh, God, you've got that. And people used to bloody come in flocks to look at it. And I thought, this is unusual.
Wow.
But then that movie came out and it just went ballistic. And
Okay.
Anyway, at the time then when he started doing these tours, I was working pubs around. I was an operations manager, I suppose you'd call it, for a big security company. And I knew he was coming there to this pub.
Yep.
And went there. He remembered.
From your Tassie visit?
Yeah.
Yep.
When I jogged his memory.
Yep.
And anyway, from there on in, mate, we were just mates and worked for him. But the name Hammer, I had it before he actually give it to me. But the reason why he gave me that name or reinstated it was we were at a pub on the south side. And anyway, this bloke was a heckler in the crowd. And he had to be kicked out by the security, right? They kicked him out because he was carrying on such a drama. He wanted a piece of memorabilia cheap, and it was worth quite a bit of money, this thing. Chopper said, nah, piss off. And anyway, the bloke got thrown out. Next thing, we go out to the car park at the end of the night. Here's this dickhead waiting near his ute, near our Tarago van.
Yep.
And he's standing beside the ute, and I said to Mark, I said, hey, just watch out, he's got something. And anyway, he's come out, walked straight towards Chopper, had a claw hammer.
Fuck.
Brought it up, I jumped in the way.
Yep.
Right here, mate. Landed right here in the chest. I've still got the lump there to prove it.
Yep.
And dropped me down on the one knee. When you get hit with a hammer, it takes the wind out of you. It really does take the wind out of you. It doesn't matter how tough you are. Down on one knee. This leg's out the back. I'm resting on my foot. The next one come over, went past my head. He'd had a few drinks, luckily. He missed me. Hit me in the shoulder, behind there. That took the wind out of me again. I thought, well, the next one probably will get me in the head. I just grabbed the leg of his pants, mate, fucking yanked him off his feet and just sat on him, mate, and just fucking drove him.
Yep.
And
punch the fuck out of him.
Mate, give it to him. Chopper's going, kill him, kill him, kill him. Bash him, bash him, bash him. Like this, kill him, like this. Like really excited, jumping around and kill him, kill him. And I turned around and I said, I'm doing me fucking best. I've just been hit with a fucking hammer. You know? And anyway, the bloke's out cold and everything, and the ambulance bloke come. There was an ambulance happened to be in the area and come, and he was out cold, like a long time. And the doctor said he should come out of it in about 3 hours or something like this. Chopper said, oh, yeah, hopefully a bit longer. Like this, and we went and jumped in the car and pissed off. But that's how he said the hammer. But I had been called that previously from a different incident at a pub in West End. And I was telling him about it, and he said, well, that's the new reason why you're hammered now. He said, because you got hit with a hammer. So, yeah.
Got stuck.
Yeah, it did stick. Like I said to Marshall earlier on today, he said, I've got the hammer here. And he goes, I was called the hammer. I said, it can mean many things. I'm called hammer because I got hit with a hammer. And, some people have been called hammer because they're porn stars.
Yeah, that's right.
That sort of thing. That's Marshall, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon. Well, let's tell you tell your story.
Mum.
Sorry, Mrs. Whatago, I'm only joking.
Miss Hammer.
Yeah. That was, that's all email address was Miss Hammer.
Okay, but tell the story. That's not a story.
You
How
must, Mum. Just the hammer,
Well,
baby.
I'll edit this out for you. Just
Fuck you, you're not going to get me that way, baby. You're going to fucking fool me 10 times in one day. Maybe 9. But fucking 10. Fucking self.
Oh, dear.
Is there a story or not? That's just that you had an email. That
I
said hammer in it.
reckon there is a deep-seated story there. He's just not letting on.
I'll tell you the PG version. Back in the old Telecom days, back in the mid-90s, all young fucking dudes, all out of high school. And there was one fucking dude, old Russ. He was a bit older than us younger guys that started there in the gangs and shit, you know. And this was back in the pay TV days when there was just fucking crews every Saturday out in suburbs just working and working. Yep. And old Russ, he was a party leader. And this cunt, he was fucking smooth. Like, he was like, black fella, just fucking, this motherfucker was smooth. Like,
Yep. Good looking.
yeah.
Well,
And
good
always at
haircut,
work,
like-
he was just always, us boys in the crew would be down in the trenches, covered in mud and shit, but
Doing all
old
the work.
Biff was just fucking smooth.
Yep.
So Russ, his nickname, because like, every street he'd work down, fucking women would just come out and talk to him. Like, and we're all just young blokes, just like, what the fuck has he got? Like, just women would just fucking flock to this fucking dude and just be trying to talk to him. So we come up with the name. Like, we said, man, this motherfucker must be a porn star or some shit. Like, fucking, what's he working with, you know? So we all started calling him Biff Malibu. That was his porn name. So then everybody else in the gang started coming up with their own porn names.
Okay.
And so then I said, I'm the fucking Hammer Baby. The fucking man. And that's how I got that name. And then I got all these other fucking names. There was Long Black. Yeah. All these just stupid names. So all the boys had different porn
So Mark
names.
was right. It was just.
Yeah,
It's been a porn.
There's a story
It was
to
a
it, mate.
porn, yeah. But it was inspired by
So
Biff
you're-
Malibu, our mate, and that's what we come up with. For
Was
him.
that
It's like,
Telecom?
this motherfucker would just pull him.
So your
It wasn't
email
natural.
address at Telecom was misshammer@telecom.com.
No, it was my name. No, my ex-business at the time, her email address was Miss Hammer
Miss Hammer.
at bigpond.com at Hotmail. No. That's serious. That's and the name stuck. Yeah, like other dudes just call me Long Black. Just so all of us.
Had your
Look,
own
you
name.
got to remember, this was fucking Picture Days, Post Magazine. Everyone was like, you know, going to Amateur Strip on Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
So it was.
They
It
were
was a
better
different
days.
time.
They
It was
were
a different
better
fucking
days.
time.
I
Don't
agree.
judge me.
They were better days.
I wasn't healed.
And Ralph magazine.
Ralph was better.
Yes.
I reckon Zoo was the best.
Zoo.
It's
Ralph.
Zoo, yeah.
Yep.
So, you know, like, you got to remember, like, yeah, every smoko, there'd be old Shane out of the gangs would go down and get the picture mag, you know, and then
Yeah.
you know, we're looking at the, what was it, the homegirls.
That was the best section.
Homegirls.
That was the best section.
All
Yeah.
that sort
I
of
miss
shit.
these days.
Yeah.
We can't get stuff like that anymore.
No.
Well, you can Google Homegirls.
Can you? I'm going to
I'll give you
try.
another. I'll give you a good story. Okay, so this is a gang story. Like when we're working in the gangs, and we have the old party trucks. And so this is
Let's
back
just
before,
wait. It was Telecom gang.
Yeah.
You weren't in a gang,
we're not
right?
talking casting couch here. We're talking a sausage fest in a party truck, right? And so there was one dude, old Shane. I won't say his last name, but he knows who he is. And what we used to do is he'd get the old the local rag out, and then she'd be fucking, because we back then didn't have like a bag phone, it was before mobile phones, right? So it's like fucking, if someone had a bag phone in the gang, it used to be shared, but the
Yep.
trucks all had like this truck mounted radio. So it was like talking on a CB, but you dialed the numbers, but when you were talking, they couldn't talk. So
Okay.
it was really fucking weird. So there'd be there'd be 6 guys in the fucking back of this truck listening to Shano ringing up the local ladies and getting quotes
Oh, yeah.
and asking about what they do. And there'd be like fucking 5 or 6 fucking 20-year-olds in the back fucking giggling while Clifty's trying to...
Is that like the $1.97 a minute numbers?
No.
Those ones?
The,
Jeez.
the working
Next thing
ladies.
you guys are tapping into someone's like phone line, doing the $1.97 a minute.
Back then, the local rag that
Yeah.
away.
I know.
We were up and,
Yep.
you get a quote.
Yep.
Oh, what do you do? Oh, hey, that. Oh, well, that's
Yep.
oh, nice. And then, we'd all be there giggling like little fucking schoolgirls.
Yeah.
And I look back and go, fucking hell. That's weird. 6 dudes in a truck. Fucking sausage fest. But we thought it was really funny.
Yeah. Those were the days.
I think we
Just doing
healed a
shit
little
like
bit.
I was about to say, did you do
Did you
much
feel some
healing?
healing just then?
Yeah, it's funny
That was
because
just a fucking big release.
it's funny because I used to ring up things like that too.
Yeah. That's what we used to do at lunchtime. We fucking just ring up and get quotes. Just like, oh, yeah, fucking. And then, old Janie, she'd be there.
And
Fucking.
you're like, fuck, she's $40 for a blowjob. Fucking perfect.
It's like the boys in the back writing down the number going, which one was that? Shane, which one was that? And fucking leave and get the bag phone. Sneak down the back of the party truck with the bag phone. Carried it back to the truck. Like,
Oh, God.
It was different times, wasn't it?
Better times, mate.
I think it was.
I think the best times I ever had, bloody after school on a Friday afternoon, on a Friday night, watching Chips and then BJ and the Bear. I think it's the best.
Hello,
My childhood
Boogs.
memories, eh?
Yeah.
Unreal.
Oh, Greg, it
Chips.
was such a dreamboat.
Chips was the cop one.
Chips
Yeah.
was the cop one, yeah.
I actually watched the movie like for the first time. ever,
What?
6 months
Finally?
ago.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was pretty. I liked
I'm
it.
a fucking beast.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking beast. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
That was very funny. I like how they had the original dudes at the end.
Yeah,
Of the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah.
Eric Estrada. And,
Yeah. In the
The other
ambulance.
bloke,
Yeah.
the blonde fella. Yeah. The show was much better than the movie.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
yes,
definitely.
yes.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah.
great show.
I just think those times before we were all stuck on these bloody
Yeah, I know.
smartphones and, times were better. Times seemed slower. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like these days,
Our
so
circles
sped
were
up.
smaller.
Yeah.
I think our circles were smaller, so it was a lot simpler time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, we only had our cousins and a few select friends that, and we stayed within our radius, I suppose.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whereas now, we can talk or travel to the other side of the world without even leaving home or our lounge.
Yeah, that's right.
Watching
yeah.
our friends live,
Yeah.
going,
Yeah.
oh, look, Marshall's fucking heading down the Bruce.
Oh, we
He's
know
a
that.
fucking
We know
idiot
what
in the
you're
truck.
doing. We know what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
24/7.
Oh, look, I just like to keep. I like to keep you up to date. Keep those notifications
You and
going.
Key in the truck the other night.
Oh, the feedback from that.
I saw that. Like, you had a few people just asking questions and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Whenever
We just
I
talk to
see him
people.
live, if I know he's only been on there a few seconds or minutes, I try and say, hey, want a song? And he'll go, hey, have a. I say, put a rainy night on or something like this. I'll see if I can get to it.
Well, I quite enjoy doing that. Like, it's another way to connect with people. Like,
Yeah.
we never used to connect like that with people. You know
No,
what I mean?
that's
So
right, yeah.
it's got its good side and its bad side.
Yeah.
I believe, but I don't know. I think we're just evolving as people, like with the way we communicate and keep in contact with people. Because I find there's times I need a break from social media and stuff.
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
I need a break from people in general.
It's full of fuckheads.
Yes.
Like-
Yes.
Like,
Well,
people are so... People need healing
Yes.
on social media.
Yes. Oh,
because
people get a bit too smart for their own
so
good. Like
much
the way
fucking- everyone's
they
look-
overstep boundaries.
But everyone's looking for a bite.
Yeah,
they're,
yeah.
They're kind of,
I know exactly
dropping in
what
the
you mean.
bait. They're
Yeah.
dropping in. They
They're
just
saying
want you to
shit.
bite. They
Yeah.
want you to bite. So
And that's where you just go, look, I don't know who touched you as a child, but go fucking heal yourself and fuck off away from me. It sounds simple.
or give you a call and
Yeah, give me a call.
we'll talk you through.
I'll
it.
sing to you in the truck. I'll sing to you. And they're like dropped out. Not even
Yeah,
listening.
yeah.
I'm still singing away like 10 hours later.
Are you still there?
He's still yeah.
Mate, God forbid you get into politics on there. Oh,
Oh,
Jesus,
mate.
no. You don't want. You'll need a couple of Panadol on the lay down. I can tell
Yeah.
you.
look, everyone's just got a different perspective, I suppose.
No, well, see, you can write a comment and people can read that comment and take it in a different way to what
Their
you
Exactly.
meant.
Yeah.
They take
Yeah.
it
That's the
their
issue
way.
too.
Yeah,
That's the issue. You read something totally different.
yeah,
Than
exactly.
the way you're writing it.
People,
Because you don't have-
people read to respond, not to like think about it.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like they're waiting to just respond and to say something to push their agenda across, rather than actually going, okay, I see what you said there, and actually take a moment to fucking think about it, process the fucking thought, think about it from somebody else's perspective, then you retell, then you respond.
Yep.
But a lot of people just aren't healed enough to do that. And I think that
But I
takes
also think
a lot of healing to be able
With
to.
using emotion as we talk and the way you say something, you can say it jokingly. Or
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
type it.
Yeah, it looks different.
And if you're
Exactly.
reading it and you got the shits with the day, you read it totally different to
Yeah,
the way I'm
absolutely.
saying it to you.
Yeah,
like I can
absolutely.
take the piss out of you
It's like
saying,
it's like texting because
Yeah,
we'll
the-
read a text
the worst.
totally different to what
yeah,
somebody could be laughing on the other end,
Yeah.
and we're going,
you're right.
"What the
You
fuck
fucking
is-
cunt. Fuck off.
Fuck,
Fuck
I'm
you.
fucking serious.
You're like-
I want to punch this motherfucker in the head. If I can fight, fuck you.
We're setting a mark now.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
Hey, that's all I
I'm
got,
getting a
baby.
bit past it now. Jeez.
Fucking
more-
Marshall Jr. fucking fucking out flat.
Mate, if I
was
was
ashamed.
working on a door these days, and someone hit me, and I wouldn't even retaliate, you know what I'd do? I'd fall over, roll around on the ground, and say, "I'm hurt.
Get
Get
compo.
the ambulance. Mate, I'm having a year off, boss. I'm mentally gone now."
Heart attack.
Mate, that's exactly what I'd do.
Yeah,
I'd stand on the door, mate, bang, ass over head into the garden. Oh, I'm embarrassed. I've pissed me pants.
yeah. Got anxiety.
Mate,
Now I got anxiety.
I'd play it like you wouldn't believe, mate.
Get my anxiety dog.
Yeah, mate, you've got to be smart these
Yeah.
days. With
Yeah.
these
Oh, I
things.
agree.
Hey.
That's it.
Yep.
You need to be clever. The anxiety dog. Is it like a fluffy one or is it an actual real dog?
Oh, it'd be a Jack Russell. Or I could pretend.
A little Shih Tzu.
Yeah, my imagination, they hit me that hard.
Imaginary pup.
I've
Then
never
I
been
bring
hit
it
so
over
hard.
to you, and I bring it over. Like, you, Mark, start
Yeah.
patting Shih Tzu.
And you'd have to live in Bali, wouldn't you? As well?
Oh,
Yeah.
anyway,
You can't do it.
there'd be
here.
some nice place
Yeah.
to live. Yeah. Maybe Port Douglas for a while as well.
I can see even sandals. Sandals and just
That's
really
definitely
long
Bali
hair.
or Thailand.
Yeah, that's when we know he's going to be really healed. The hair grows dry now.
Oh, where's Mark? Oh, he's got sandals on.
I probably would too.
Yeah. I think we all would.
Walk along the
Yeah.
beach.
Yeah.
Hey, Chappelle.
What do you want with the jokes?
Yes.
Eat the fucking boogie boards. Oh, no boogie boards for you, sir.
Mate, I was reading a forum and someone was asking her for travelling advice on there. Yeah, and she responded. And it's any travelling tips when I'm going to Bali? She said, lock your luggage. I laughed my head off, when I read that. Lock your luggage up. Jeez.
Yeah, that's why I'm not going to Bali. Not yet.
I've been a couple of times.
I haven't got the sandals yet. The boogie
You been to
boards.
Bali?
Not Bali, I've been to America
Yeah, you've been to America.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
a few times.
So we're
Done
gonna
a
do-
bit of work
We're
over
going
there.
to do Hammers Club
Oh, you worked
Stories
in America?
too.
I have done, yeah.
Yeah, you have.
Fort Worth and that, yeah.
Yeah, okay. In
You've got to
Texas.
tell that
Yeah.
story.
All right,
Yeah.
let's roll it. Tell it to finish off. We need a kick-ass story.
The club one worth old mate
Yeah,
getting
yeah, yeah.
out the door
Yeah, okay.
through
I can
with
do
his
that.
head. This is a fucking bell ringer.
It's
This one.
it's a funny story. It's a bit serious, but it's a funny story. So here
Funny
I am,
now.
23 years of age, still on a door place in Texas there, and they've given me a job because I was had the Aussie accent, right? I'd done a bit of bouncing, veteran bouncer by then, and anyway, I'm at this place. And there's 3 big black fellas working there. And when I say big, I mean Hulk Hogan big. Each one of them bigger than Hulk Hogan, right? So in Texas, they've got different laws with guns and stuff like that. Anyway, on the door of a nightclub, you go in and you get in the foyer. You give them the gun, and they put it in like a post box thing, and you get a ticket like you do as a coat or
With a
something.
coat,
Yes,
yeah.
mate. It's locked in a mailbox thing. Then you go in through the other doors into the club, right? I looked at this the first night, I'm watching it, I'm thinking, all right, okay, they're taking the guns off them, that sort of thing, that's interesting. And anyway, next thing I hear this noise, man, inside. I could hear it through beyond the other doors. Listening, mate, these 2 big black fellas have got a fellow was at least 100 kilo and 6'1", my size at least. And they had him off his feet, mate, smashed his head through the front doors, like through the doors into the club. I opened it up, threw him onto the ground, right? 2 of them, big guys, man. They were 160 kilo blokes.
Yeah, wow.
Picked him back up, stood him there. He got his ticket out of his pocket, give it to the girl. She give the gun back. Then they've grabbed him again, and he put it in a holster. And grabbed him again. Mate, threw him out onto the concrete. And I'm just going, oh, fuck, like this. I went and hid behind. They had these big posts similar to robes out the front. I'm hiding behind there going like this. And the big black fella, he says to me, what you doing there, boy? Like this to me. I said, I'm hiding. I said, he'll fucking shoot you. And he goes, no, in Texas, you get the death penalty for shooting a bouncer. Don't you fucking know that? And I said, mate, that's good to know. I said, you pull that shit in Australia, man, you're fucking dead in 10 minutes. I said, yeah, over here in Australia, they will kill you for that. And I couldn't believe my eyes, man. They roughed him up into the door, stood him up, give him his gun back, and then grabbed him again, threw
Straight
him
up
out.
the shirt too. You know, just, fix
And
that up.
he's out there, mate. He didn't even look like pulling the gun, but I thought he was gonna.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd retaliate. Go, all right, hey, bang, 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 like this. And the funny part, the bloke goes, "What you doing there, boy?" Like this to me. I said, "What do you think I'm doing?"
Death penalty don't mean shit when he starts fucking letting off rounds.
Yeah, mate, they don't do it. They don't do it. They know they'll go to the gas chamber. Yeah, electric chair in Texas.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
No.
Weird story. Not many people will be able to tell you a story like that.
No,
but
no.
It's fact.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't know what the rules are now, but that back then, yeah, in '96 or something.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Far out.
So we're going to go there and we're going to reenact it. Me and him are carting you out.
Oh, jeez.
It would be easier if me and Hammy cutted you out. 'Cause
Reckon?
I could
Oh,
just
be
do
too
it
heavy.
I'll just do it like this.
Carry on. Fuck you, Dave. End the fucking show. Get out of here. You fucking piece
Fuck
of
off.
shit.
Yeah, you fuck off. This is our show now. It's the Hammer and Dave show. Fuck off, Marshall.
I'd throw this water at you if I wasn't so thirsty.
Hey,
Piece of shit. Oh, yeah.
touch some grass.
I got
mate.
to ground.
Just chill out.
I
Have a
gotta
breath.
fucking ground before I
Have
go.
a breath. Get grounded.
I'm going to drive Hammer all the way to fucking Burpee area, so I better fucking ground.
That's very nice of him too. Yesterday he said, because my car's out of action at the moment, and I didn't want to take the truck in, and I said, I've got to jump on the train this morning. He goes, I'm not having you catch
Yeah,
the
you
train. I said,
get
I've
the
got to
train,
get
you
home.
have to
I'll
take
drive
the
you home too. I said, on a Friday afternoon out to Burpengary. I said, you're keen.
On the gateway.
Oh,
Well, he drove back in here, so I thought, look, I'll do the fucking nice guy thing and I'll drop you back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a good bloke.
We've been
Wait,
cruising the
have you
Mustang all
driven that
day.
car?
Is that
The Mustang, the black one?
I've been in
Oh,
it.
mate,
It's cool.
That
cool.
is a nice car to drive, eh?
Really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First one I've
Can you
ever
see
driven.
over the steering wheel?
Barely.
Yeah. You,
Fuck
you
you.
put a lift. You put a
You're
lift.
all acting all fucking tough because he's sitting beside you, you fucking piece of shit.
I was like, hey, Mark, sort him out.
I've already been sorted by his son. I'm not having a go at him.
Have it down.
Man,
Yeah, you got to carry me out like a fucking shih tzu in a little fucking doggy bag. Fuck you.
Oh, dear.
so I definitely got some stories.
Yeah,
You
look,
got to come back every time now.
Yeah,
what I'd like
part
to
of
do
the
is
team.
bring a few of the books and we'll have a bit of a giveaway if we can.
Yeah, for sure.
Run a
Yeah.
run a
Yep.
bit of a giveaway competition.
Mhm.
They're doing a reprint soon, so because believe it or not, in 2022, 3,000 of them went underwater on a pallet at the publisher.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at Cleveland. Yeah, and he said to me, I just said, don't worry about it. And he said, no. The other day we were at a meeting with his movie, and he said, I've got to print up more and get them going
Yep.
again. So
Yep.
they want me to write another one too. So I'll just see.
Do you use ghostwriter for that? And you just kind of give
The
them
first
your-
one
Yeah,
had a
it's going to
ghostwriter.
ask how you do with the
First
books.
one had a ghostwriter. The second one didn't. I wrote it out all by hand. My missus edited it and
Oh,
put it
really?
in format, and then
Wow.
it went to the publisher.
Fuck.
Yeah. It took me,
Wow.
mate. What I used to do is just you'd be I had a little notepad, drive along somewhere. I remember a story. Oh, West End, the tranny attacked me. Write that, then go back that night, go through the notebook, pour a scotch about that big, and sit down, pen and paper out in the back, write out a story. And I always got good at it.
Yeah.
You know, and do that, and then the missus would spend time editing it and
Yep.
doing that. But the first one had a ghostwriter,
Yep.
and I had to buy him out in the end, and so they could make a movie about it. And,
Yep.
but the first one, not bad, man. 15,000 copies for a book that was designed to be read on an aeroplane. It's the same size as a chopper read book.
Yep, yep.
And if you're a slow reader, you can read it between Brisbane and Melbourne. If you're
Yep.
a quick reader, you'll do it from Brisbane to Sydney.
Yeah,
But that's
okay.
what it's designed to do. It's short, sharp, hard-hitting chapters, and they're very, very bloody interesting things. And so if you're reading it at home, you read a chapter, you don't want to read anymore, mate, you just come back, pick it up, away it goes.
Yeah, okay.
You know, the
Yep.
chapters are 2-3 pages long.
Yep.
And goes well.
Yeah.
Even, I tell you who read it, Les Gold. You ever heard of him?
No.
You know, from the TV show Hardcore Porn in Detroit.
Oh, yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Yep,
He read it.
Yep.
Sent me a message. So
Wow.
loved it, mate. Awesome
Oh,
read.
awesome.
Yeah. So yeah.
Fuck
But,
yeah. Yeah.
We should go and visit him.
Oh, it'd be good.
Yeah. Fucking oath.
I just want to see the brother and sister fighting it out.
Oh yeah.
Aren't they savage?
Are they the one in Vegas?
No,
No, that's
no,
that's
no,
Porn
it's
Stars,
Detroit.
that one
That's
in there.
Porn Stars, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They're in.
Detroit. It was
Yeah,
more
hardcore
grittier.
porn.
It's
Yeah.
grittier, more realer,
Yeah.
more gangster. I just loved him with the chains and just.
I reckon he
Yeah.
would shoot you, that bloke.
Yeah.
If you
Oh
pissed
yeah,
him off.
he was. Yeah, he
He'd
was a
shoot
fuck
you.
around dude.
He,
Yeah, he wouldn't take that shit.
He was at a pawn shop with his father and his grandfather further into Detroit at one stage in the 70s. Someone come in, robbed them, and bloody let a few shots go. And I think Les's granddad let a few go.
Fuck.
Well, you can just tell by the way with all the guys that are working around him.
Yeah.
How much they respected him.
Yeah,
You know,
he-
especially on that show. You just
he'd
like,
shoot
yeah,
you,
he's not
mate.
some kind of fuck with you.
Definitely not. Anyway.
I just want to meet his daughter. No,
You
I
want to meet
don't.
anyone, everyone's daughter, sister.
No, I don't. I told you I'm still
Just tell me your
abstained.
nickname.
The Hammer abstained a long time ago.
It's
He's
true.
still manifesting.
Still abstained?
I got no use in the right arm anymore. He just fucking drops on the table. So I just keep moving it around and we're good. Other than that, I'm
That's
fucking
how Roger's
fine.
arm used to be in the end. Just like
Did
that.
he abstain as well?
He'd have to hold his arm like
Jeez.
spray bullets all over the joint. That's dead set.
That's how I did it. Spraying bullets all over the joint. Boom, boom. On that fucking day, we're done.
We're done.